My name is Sophie Deville. My YouTube channel is The Diabetic Cookbook, and I help you with calculating the carb content. So today I'm again with my dog Umza, and I'm going to create a great recipe that I think you will enjoy. I'm going to make a lentil and chickpea dal, and the particular spice I'm going to use is actually paprika. It tastes very different, a bit Moroccan as well. It's a lovely dish. Now, I think, Umza, we can start. What do you think? Shall we start cooking? You want your yum yum? You want to try that? Yeah, I think it'll be lovely. Okay, let's start then. I am cooking today a delicious paprika, lentil and chickpea dal, which I think you will really enjoy. It's very nice. It's a bit like a soup, but it's not runny or anything like this. It's quite thick, so you don't have to have it in a bowl. It's quite thick, but it tastes lovely. It has got lovely spices again, and it's so good for you as well that you cannot not like it. So let's start, and I'm going to show you first what you need to do. You need to add 3 tablespoons of coconut oil. That's what I'm using today. And you put the heat on medium heat, and then you will add the onion that is finely chopped and the garlic. So now that you have put your 3 tablespoons of coconut oil, you want to add the chopped onions. And you also want to add the garlic. Like you are my chopped onions. We show you. Made me cry a little bit, but never mind. Then after this, you want to add the 2 cloves of garlic, like so. And what you want to do, you want to let it start, like you want your onions to start sweating a little bit. Now this is with the garlic and the onion. Let it sweat maybe 5 minutes, and then what you will add to it is the actual spices. You will need to add 5 spices, and most of them will be half a teaspoon. You will need half a tablespoon of everything apart from the cayenne pepper. It depends how spicy you like it. In my family we like it spicy, but not too much either. But the rest of the spices are half a teaspoon, and then with the cayenne pepper I will show you how much I put. Then what you want to add is, I think it's like tomato sauce, but it only has tomatoes and corrector of acidity. Tomato is 99% salt and corrector of acidity, so there's nothing in there that could be bad. Now that you have the broth kind of done, you need to focus on the lentils, chickpeas, spinach and haricot beans, and you are done. For the lentils, I use this brand I've shown you before, I really like, and you need 150 grams of it. What is important with the dried lentils is that you want to make sure they are properly washed, and so you just put them in a bowl and mix it with water. So. And then you'll see that the water gets some sort of funny color, like a bit brownish color, and that's good because you don't want to use that water. here, you see, you just want to let them cook first because it takes longer to cook. When you drain your chickpeas, you want to have a look at them, like just mix them a little bit, because sometimes they have this sort of skin, and I think it's better if you get rid of it so that when you have it in your dish, you won't have little skins floating around. So just take maybe 2-3 minutes to get rid of the skin of the chickpeas, and when they're ready, they're all in here. You can add them to your dish. Let me show you. You add them to your dish. Yeah. What's going on? So yeah, nice working. I've put my heat on number 7. Remember I have 9, just so that it kind of cooks away a little bit nicely. And this is what it looks like. I am using bags of baby spinach. Baby spinach because I do not like the bigger spinach because the stalks, my boys don't like them, and I don't particularly either. So these little baby spinach like this, they're nice. So you empty the whole thing, and they will melt away, you know. You just need to let it cook for around an hour, I think. You have the lentils have to disappear. So it has to be as if there was no lentils at all in the dish. With your soup is that you want to make sure that it bubbles a bit, because it needs to lose a little bit of water, you know, so that it becomes a little bit thicker soup. So you want to let it bubble away. For me, I leave it for 1 hour at number 7. The great thing about this dish is that it is even nicer the next day. I mean, very nice the first time you want to eat it, but if you let it sit a bit and infuse a bit all the spices and everything, it just tastes even better the next day, if you haven't finished it all the first time. First of all, it looks absolutely gorgeous. I love it has got greens, because greens are good for you. And then, so you see it's quite liquid still, but as it bubbles away, like it is now, it will lose some of its water, so it will go down here in a little while. And lentils are so good for you. They don't raise your blood sugar, and chickpeas are good for you too. So this is all around a great dish. I wanted to tell you that I actually have an appointment with a nutritionist today, because I wanted to show you a recipe that I use for my family and myself that we absolutely love, and every time we have friends over I just make it. It's like some sort of panna cotta with fruit coulis on it. And I wanted to have the opinion of the dietitian, just in case she thinks that there's something that's not quite right about it, or that I'm making a mistake. So I will let you know, but I'm very excited to show you that. And my next recipe next week will be this, like a special birthday cake that you can all enjoy together. That you don't have to have a little slither of the cake. You can actually have a proper pot for you, just for you, and that you can share with the whole family, so which I think is nice. Okay, let it cook and we'll speak later. Now, for the people who are interested in the carb content, what you have to do is you need first of all a scale like this, and then you need to put onto it a dish, put it at 0, And then you need to add the soup, the lentil dal that you have cooked, and put it in there so that you can check how many grams it is, and then you can calculate the rations then. So I have got my dish now that is cooked, and I need to empty it in the dish. These weight 2,251. So you are going to put it aside, write down 2,251, and then we're going to check with the carbohydrates. So 2,250 is actually the weight of the food in the dish. Now, with all the calculations, I've calculated that the carb content is equals to 15.4. I have added the chickpeas, the lentils, the spinach, the haricot beans as well. As far as the chicken stock, it's just not really worth it. And I've added also the tomato sauce. So all of this amounts to 15.4 rations. Now, to calculate one ration or 10 grams of carbohydrates so that you can have it for your dish, you do 2,250 divided by 15.4, 146 grams. So 146 grams of the lentil soup equals to one ration or 10 grams of carbohydrates. Now I hope you have enjoyed my recipe. I am sure you will really like it. Well, my friends, I will see you next time. Bye.